Hi everybody. It's 7:30, it's Saturday night, and I am at Oliver's house in Hondo, Texas. The name of our group is Tracy's Paws, and soon, within the next 6 months, I'm going to be over at the Milton because I talked to the contractor today, and he says within the next 6 months we should be up and running over there. So I don't even know how it happened, but it did. I mean, we're starting to see some progress over there. Like, for example, I went over there, they've got a concrete pad that goes up into the building. So now, when it's all ready, that is, we could take the van when we have to go either drop off supplies or pick dogs up, and we can drive right up. There's a garage door, and drive in, drop the supplies off, and when we're having spay days over here, we can load the pups up and then drive right over to Oliver's house. It's really all coming together quite nicely, if I have to say so myself. So I'm gonna turn this around to see who's jumping on, because I'd love to say hello to you guys. It feels like forever since I've talked to you guys, so hold on. Okay, let's see. Hi, Christy and Linda Wolf and Patrice. Let's see. Suzette, am I selling what? It says. Maybe I missed the first part of your question, Suzette. Let's see. We have Beverly Ben. Yes, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I sure did. Well, I worked Thursday on the actual day, but then I spent Friday in San Antonio with my daughters. We missed my son, but he couldn't make it. So let's see here. You guys have to see this one here. This one is very entertaining. This is Pinky. And Pinky will throw herself on her bed. Watch her. Is she gonna do it? And she rolls around on her back. She came in very rough shape from a hoarding situation. So yes, she's got some things going on with her skin. The vets looked at and we are treating. But she has a blast with herself in her crate. And she loves that bed. And then her little friend Franny is not feeling so good. This was really, this has been one of the, I would say, the group that has had the most issues. Like, I'll just give you a quick rundown. Little Pinky's gonna have to have a dental. She's 10 plus years old. And so is her friend Franny has to have a dental, 10 plus years old. And then we have our little Pippi down here needs a dental. She's 7 years old. We just have a lot of dogs here that have had a long life of abuse, or neglect, I should say. I don't know if it's been abuse, but definitely neglect. And then I've got to show you the board because I almost started crying when I got our latest results. As you know, to my knowledge and Rhonda's knowledge, we're the only group that I know of in the whole country that tests every single dog for Chagas age appropriate here in our rescue. And we do that because when we adopt them out to wonderful families like you, we want you guys to know if they have it. If they have it, it's curable, it's treatable, and they will, live long lives, happy lives, normal lives. But if they have it and they're not treated, you can have some issues with it. And there's a lot of vets in the northern part of our country that don't know what it is. So here in the South, it's starting to, more and more and more vets are testing for it, treating, but it's still an emerging disease among dogs here. But if you're going to adopt from the South, you need to know. So even if you're considering a dog from our part of the country, adopt from Tracy's Paws because you're going to know if they have Chagas or not, because we're going to tell you. If you're adopt from somebody else, you should at least ask. Maybe they can go run the dog in for testing, because you don't want to adopt them without knowing that. So hold on. And if you don't know what Chagas is, please go to our website, Google Chagas disease in dogs. But look at this, guys. Not fun. And we have some heartworm positives. We just don't have them up there yet. But yeah, this is what we do. We get a group of dogs in, and when they're from the south, in our neck of the woods where we go down in Weslaco and near the border, they all have something. So I always tell people, if you want to know what the community needs, ask the animals. And all of the dogs that we have coming in from these areas are either positive for heartworm or positive for tick illness, positive for Chagas, not microchipped, not spayed, usually don't have collars or tags, and no microchips. So what are the dogs telling us, or cats for that matter, that they need in this area is education, right? Which is why we have a big push right now for education. I have never seen this problem as bad as it is right now. And I'm very guilty of not focusing on the educational route when I first started in rescue, because quite honestly, I had no idea that the shelters did not take in every single animal that needed help. I had no clue. And I had no clue of the bigger picture. So it's focused only on not wanting to euthanize for space. That, still, nobody wants to euthanize animals. But right now, what I've realized is even when that Milton is done and we're able to house more animals, you can't rescue your way out of this problem. You can't adopt your way out of this problem. You can't. Those programs are Band-Aids. They help, but they don't fix the root of the problem. So we're going to be jumping heavily into spay-neuter education along with our rescue efforts. And we are going to continue to take a hard stance against any group that promotes managing intake or capacity of care, meaning they will leave unaltered animals out in the community. If any shelter you work with promotes that, they're part of the problem. You can't leave unaltered animals in the community, because what do? They breed. So everyone that we put on the table to spay or neuter, they're breeding more. So I do like to, my latest realization is these extremist groups really are the biggest backyard breeders in the entire country. They promote breeding in the community because of the way their programs run. So anyway, I'm going to show you a new dog in here. Last night at 10 o'clock at night, I was out combing the neighborhood because there was I think somebody dumped them. One of them I couldn't catch. My neighbor got one, so he said he's going to watch that one. The one that I caught was maybe 6 months old or so, and it was cold. This one came up to me, but people are starting to dump in our neighborhood, and I hope it's not because the word's getting out that we're here, because we just happened to have an adoption today, or foster to adopt, which was Bo, so that opened up a crate. But what would happen if I didn't have a crate open, right? So hold on, let me show you guys our newest little addition. Where are you at? Are you out? There he is. There's Jocko. There he is. There's Jocko. And Kyle and Oscar. And then the one with the very deep voice right here is Dutch. And then Clara, Wendy, and we have Freddie and Sunday, I believe. Hi there. I probably got your names wrong. You guys are the spooky kids. This way the dogs that we got in around Halloween. Hi there, Dutch. So let me tell you something though about Dutch and about Clara. So Dutch is about as sweet as they come, and he will play. Look at him. See, he will play with toys by himself, throw them up in the air. He is gentle with the puppies. He is a good, sweet boy. We did find out he has a tad bit of arthritis in one of his right hind legs. So we're helping him with that. But other than that, he's perfect. His temperament is wonderful. He just sounds like an old man when he barks. And Clara will, this one makes my heart hurt. She, I mentioned this to you guys, I think last time. She's got scars all over her body. And I believe that she was picked on by the house that she lived in. She was picked on by the people's dogs. She's lived outside, I think, her whole life. She came up heartworm positive and Chagas positive, so she's got the double whammy. But I can't stress enough, the personality on this dog is pretty special. She is gentle, sweet, and kind, even though the world has not been the same to her. Are you a good girl, Clara? Yes, you're a beautiful girl. And she's also very good with the puppies, and we're hoping that, the meds she's on is going to help clear up her skin and her ouchies. And we will have her treated for heartworm, and she's already started her Chagas treatment. And she's truly just a nice dog, guys. Yes, right? She could teach us all a lesson about just letting go, right? Yesterday was not good, but today is. And same with Dutch over here. Look at him. I wish I would have got a video of him. He was taking toys and throwing them up in the air and literally entertaining himself. He's just a good boy. Okay, and then again, we have our three sweet little, these are tinies. In their pictures, they probably looked like Labradors, but they're the furthest thing from Labradors. They're literally like little beagle, maybe terrier mixes. So it's Wednesday, Casper, and Freddie. So we have one girl and two boys, and they all look very similar. They're probably not going to be more than, I'm going to say, 15 pounds when fully grown. They look like tiny little petite Labradors. Look at them. Look how beautiful. Cute little puppies. Hard to believe that they're still here with us. So as I mentioned, we have a very, this group is just going to be one of those groups that needs some extra TLC. And because of all the medical cases this time, I mean, the dentals alone, we've never participated in Giving Tuesday before, but this year we're going to have to. And, yeah, so all of the older dogs, I believe, that we took in, and I'm going to show you a few more. They're all going to need dentals. When you see these old dogs that have just had a horrible life, you just want to give them some love, and you want to show them that, hey, life is better than the way you were treated. So I took in a lot of old dogs, and my heart just couldn't turn them away. So. Okay, so, and then we have Artie here. He's only about a year old, and he is actually negative on everything. He's a great dog. And then we have Chevy. Chevy is a good boy. He's a little terrier, kind of like Schnauzer mix. And I believe he's just has a tick illness, which we're treating right now. And then we have Tilly. She kind of looks like a cartoon. Yes, she does. And look, I want you guys to see what Pinky does, if she'll do it. Look, she knows I'm watching her. We laugh. Look at this. She literally, sometimes she'll throw herself on that bed. What? Whoever gets this dog is going to literally be entertained the entire time. She likes us to watch her. What are you doing, Pinky? Look at her. Yes. She's like rolling on her back. You are showing off, right? She had to be shaved down, so I would imagine when she's all grown in, all her fur is grown in, she's going to be even more beautiful. Come here, Pinky. She looks like, yeah, Brenda calls her a little armadillo because she's kind of pudgy. Yeah, and she digs. She digs in her bed. And then we have our sweet little gumdrop down here who's out for the night. She's a little dachshund mix. And she came in from the Weslaco shelter, and she's owner surrendered. Aw. Look at you, see a better shot of her ears. Hi, Tilly. And she's a good girl. Yes, she is a good girl. And I wanted to also tell you about little Galena. Galena with the muzzle that was tied shut. She is in foster care. Now, we haven't shown you guys this one yet. This is little Miley, and she had parvovirus, and she's recovering from that. So we have her in here, and she's going to have to stay quarantined in here until we know she's not shedding that virus anymore. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Look at her. She's beautiful too. She's only about 10 pounds and maybe, I think the vet aged her at 10 months or so. Yes. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of more older dogs that I don't want you to get upset, but because they really are doing much better now. Okay. This little one right here, and I'm going to try to do this without walking in the room because my phone will drop. This is little Kip, and he was aged at about 12 plus years old. He's only about 4 pounds, and he was shaved down completely, totally and completely matted. He came in from Ashley from Love Us Mutts, and we had to separate him from his little friend Fern because she's in heat. And he, even though he's an old man, he was a little too interested, so I had to separate him, right? He needs a dental, and so does Miss Fern need a dental. So almost all of our elderly dogs right now that came in need dentals. Then we have our Sweet Mia here, which I don't know why anybody hasn't applied for Sweet Mia yet. And then this little new one, this is our Savannah, and she is one of the most submissive, sweet little girls, about 1.5 years old, and she's very gentle and kind and gets along with all the other dogs here. She's really a good girl. Very good girl. She could definitely use some confidence building, either with a training class or another dog in the house that she can learn from. And speaking of training, we have Wesson. His crate is empty right here. Wesson is actually with Michelle. Michelle is a gal that we work with here at the rescue that took Wesson and Flapjack for some training. Just basic training, you know, like sit and stay and don't jump. Because we want to make sure that they are given at least some basic stuff, right? Here, Nova. Hi, Nova. We wish we could do that for all of the dogs, actually. It doesn't always work out, but this time it did, and I'm hopeful that it will help them get adopted. Now, he's not doing it just yet. Hold on, is he? Look, she can open the door. Look at her, she's trying. Now, Bertha is short and stout. She's actually almost kind of built like, look at her. Look at that. She's built like a Mack truck. And then you have little Boomerang, who looks like a border collie that was shrunk in the dryer. Look at him. Oh, so cute. These two both were long-term stays at the Weslaco shelter. I think Bertha would be phenomenal with a family, with kids, or really anything. She's just a good dog, solid as a rock. but short and squatty and built like a Mack truck. Look at her. I thought she looked like a Saint Bernard, but you know, what do I know? She's actually probably a boxer mix. She looks more like a boxer. Aw. K-Star said in California, a dental for an older dog runs $1,000. Yeah, well, Kay, it's expensive here too. Not quite that bad, but if you look at the number of older dogs that we have right now that need dentals, yeah, so we're going to participate in Giving Tuesday, and I'm really sure, I'm hopeful that it'll just give us a little bit of help that we need to get this group where they need to be, because not only do we have dentals to do, we have spay, neuter, Chagas, treatment, you know, it never ends. Now, I want to take you in here to show you the military pups, because these puppies were literally wobbling, almost falling down with, like, because they all had a tick illness. We started them on treatment, our vet did, and look at the difference in the behavior, guys. They are like so much better, so much better. They were all, well, one of them was so anemic, I was afraid that he was not going to make it. Look at this. Aw, we got all the bugs, the ticks, and the fleas off of them, and they really do look so much better. Yes, look at that. So we have 3 boys in here. That's soldier, major, and captain. Now, our white and tan one, I would say he was the sickest when he came in, but I have seen literally just a complete turnaround. Look at them. And their bellies are full. They're playing with toys. And as soon as we get another vaccine in them, they can come out and play. Aw. Christy Izzy is not feeling great. Jameson's doing great, and so is Lottie. And then Victoria said $1,800 for a dental in Sacramento. Oh my gosh. That's, you know what, that's crazy. That sounds to me. But then again, everything in California is expensive. The housing, the food, right? What are you doing? Look how much better you guys look. Oh, they look so much better. And then I have some sad news about our sweet little girl, Petal. Petal is not feeling well. And our vet has her on some meds, because let me just say this, guys. It's not always the best thing when they first come in. You usually like to give them some time before you sedate them or spay. But we didn't have a choice with Petal, because her feet were encased in matting, and as I mentioned, it was so bad that she could barely walk, and the vet found maggots in there. So she could have been harboring something from the shelter, we're not sure. But when you spay them, their immune system now is dealing with the spay and then anything else that's going on. So we have her in isolation, and we're hopeful that she's gonna do better, feel better, because she's not feeling good right now. So yeah, and let's see. Yes, Petal is a little peanut. I just love her. And then we have our sweet little Duchess down here, was also negative on everything. She's only about 10 months to a year, and very, very sweet little dog. Tiny too, maybe 6 pounds at most. So she's gonna make somebody a really nice little pet. And then we have some that went into foster care, which is always nice to get them in foster care so they don't have to stay at the rescue. And on that note, guys, again, we're going to participate in Giving Tuesday because of the dentals. The dentals and the heavy medical, this group with all of our elderly dogs. And that'll be on Tuesday. So thank you again for supporting us, and I'll keep you posted on the Milton. I actually sent Milton's mom a note this morning, and I said 6 more months, and I'm hoping to have you all out here for a ribbon cutting. But he's getting old, and he's, last time I heard he was having some health problems, so I am hopeful that we can get him out here for that ribbon cutting. That would be so special to all of us. And that's it, guys. I will be in Clearwater, Florida on December 23rd, delivering dogs home for Christmas and getting to see my mom and my sister as well. Don't forget to spay and neuter your dogs, your cats, your weird friends, and your relatives, and I'll see you next week. Bye.